Colorado Taskforce One is part of a national response team. It's an urban search and rescue team that we started back in the early 90s.
We got sent out, I believe, a week and a half after the towers fell. They would show us prints of what the building looked like before and what it looks like now, so we have some sort of an idea of the voids, of where to look for people.
We responded out there and tried to help in any way we could. We were on the pile with New York City firefighters, and you could feel the pain of the nation just by looking in their eyes. So it was really important for us to try to help carry some of that load for them.
I think one of the hardest things was walking from the Javits Center to the site every day. The people were hugging us, and on the fence you had pictures of people that were missing, and then going in and searching for them.
Definitely made me respect life and respect those who have given their life for others.
I was proud to go there with the team that we had and work alongside all the men and women of the task force, but it was horrible that it even had to happen.
The captain and I happened to work with Ralph Kettle. We were sitting down talking, and he thought it'd be really cool if we could get a piece of World Trade Center steel. So he wrote a really good letter. I gave the letter to Brian Farrell, who was with the Terry Farrell Foundation. 2 years later, the chief got a call and said, "We have a piece of steel from the World Trade Center. Would you go get it?" I said, "Absolutely." He said that we couldn't use any public funds. We had went and talked to Dellenbach Chevrolet in Fort Collins, got a pickup. We got the trailer that it rides on, and we took off for New York.
Our trip back from New York turned out to be much more than we ever anticipated. We thought we were just going out to pick up a treasure from the World Trade Center, and this piece of steel was one of the last pieces that was given to anyone. So we felt really lucky that we got a piece of the steel, but I think the city should be honored that, you know, we've been chosen to present this and have it be part of our history from here on out.
Once we left New York City, we got an escort from the time we left till the time we arrived at Fort Collins. We were never without an escort.
Nobody got in our way. Driving right to the city, it was great. Right over the George Washington Bridge, it was fantastic. And I don't think we went under any overpasses where there weren't people cheering for us, American flags, ladder trucks, and all across the country.
See the patriotism throughout the United States as we crossed it there on I-80. It was humbling. It brought most of us, all of us, to tears at some point or another, seeing the people along the interstate.
We'd be on the road at 6 o'clock in the morning, which was 4 o'clock Fort Collins time. So Haley was up at 3 o'clock in the morning getting all this ready for us, and she was my communications person. She would call me inside the truck, and she'd say, "Channel 9 with Chicago News would like to do an in-cab interview with you." So she would set all that up, and then they would call me. So she was our liaison to the rest of America.
We had a website that we updated, and we updated our social media on that website, and a map every 30 minutes of where they were. We got contacted by almost every single local news channel of where they went through on the highway. And then also the fire departments would contact, and there was a lot of working together to make sure that people knew where they were on time, because the fire departments would go and they would line the roads and the overpasses. To me, seeing all the interest and the support and everything else was absolutely amazing. It was awesome to see so many people, between funding to help get the steel and getting the steel and everybody turning out to support, how much of that there still is.
The memorial is going to go behind Firehouse number 3 in one of the city parks. By what I've seen so far, what it means to the city of Fort Collins is they're very proud of their emergency service personnel. Every time we get a disaster, the outpouring from the city is just overwhelming. And I think once we set this memorial in a permanent spot, it's some place where the city community can come and they can have closure.
What they encountered the whole way from New York all the way home was amazing. And then when we pulled into Station 4 the crowds that were there and just the cheers, and to bring a piece home to where it's going to be permanently placed was something I'll never forget.
This piece of steel represents not only the 343 brothers and sisters that got killed, but it represents all the other people that have perished. It's a piece of history, and it's a piece of memorialized statue that we'll never forget.